welcome to the second video of my new releases. I'm Chrissy from my YouTube channel, Chrissy Love. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. Thanks for checking out my Instagram channel, my merch shop. All right, there we go. So next I want to jump in and talk about Soki London's new release, Aphrodite, which is her second perfume release. Empress was the first one. And so I'll put a review to that down below, my link to my review of that. This is a really cute bottle. It looks like a little Barbie bottle or something you would see with like mermaid Barbie. It has a little pearl on the top. This is the box. I got it from her crowdfunding campaign, ordered it well in advance and all that. And I like it. I think I like it more than Empress actually. So this has a top note of mango, middle notes of lotus and palm leaf, and base notes of coconut and aquatic notes. And it's a fun little tropical cocktail. It starts off like a tropical cocktail with dehydrated candied mango, you know, like when they're served in the packaging and they're like dehydrated and like kind of chewy. And the dry down, I still get that candied mango, but maybe a little more zesty. It reminds me a lot of the Mugler Eau Croisière 2019 that has like the mango in it, and with that zestiness, that like bite to it. And it has a little more creaminess than that, but like it's very, very similar to me. This also has a little more coconut in it than that, which I like. I think that's a really good thing. This is more to me like a spring summer scent, but it's a great little tropical cocktail. Love it. Performance is great. It projects, it lasts. So good job, Soki. Like I'm on board with whatever she does. Like I honestly really love the bottle, the juice, and I think she's really onto something. So keep it up. I will say it's a little bit commercial generic. It's not like super groundbreaking, but hey, it's all good. Next, I want to talk about Burberry Goddess. Ooh, which I got this little sample pack here from Ulta. So Burberry Goddess has top notes of vanilla, lavender, cacao, and ginger, middle note of vanilla caviar, and base note of vanilla absolute. And on first spray on my skin, this is a vanilla lavender scent with this nectar type juiciness to it. It's not gourmand or overly sweet, but just smells like fresh, juicy, yummy. The dry down is more of an ambery vanilla on my skin with the lavender adding a bit of an herbal edge to it. As far as the scent profile goes of like lavender vanilla, I do like my Mon Guerlain a little bit better. I would say they probably don't even really smell that similar because this is more ambery and it is more like herbal ambery. Whereas I think Mon Guerlain is just a little more nicely blended, I want to say. I get more of the vanilla in that than I do with Burberry Goddess. I also get a slight doll's head scent from Burberry Goddess, and I don't really love getting that. So yeah, I would say like Burberry Goddess is not my top favorite, and I probably will not be buying a full-size bottle of it. But performance-wise, you know, it does last and project for the first 3 or 4 hours, after which it kind of loses its luster. It kind of like, it's just like a shadow of its former self in a sense. So yeah, I think they may have rushed this, or I don't know. It's when there's like Mon Guerlain out there, it's just so hard to compete. Like why even bother? But anyway, next I'm going to talk about LVEB Iris Absolu. Now I don't really like LVEB. There's something about the scent that just feels like really generic to me. It's like the #1 scent in the world, probably, at least in the US. I know it was like #1 seller for a decade. So I think I tend to stray away from LVEB in general. With Iris Absolu, I was open to something a little different. This has top notes of blackcurrant, fig, and orange blossom, middle notes of orange blossom and jasmine, and base notes of iris, gourmand accord, and patchouli. And on first spray, this is a very lipsticky iris to me. It has a bit of like a makeup waxiness to it. That's kind of nice, actually. I think it covers up that LVEB DNA nicely. Whereas in the dry down, it's like the original DNA with this soft powderiness added. Kind of like it's been dusted with powdered sugar. And the performance-wise, though, it's fantastic. It lasts and projects great. So for me, I do think it's an upgrade to the original. I like the waxy, lipsticky powderiness of it. I would love to smell it on other people, but I think that DNA being in there still is just going to get on my nerves, so I probably will not buy a full-size bottle of it. But it's nice. It's definitely a nice addition, a nice flanker, and I think I would prefer it to the original. Finally is Versace Dylan Purple, which isn't brand new, but I just smelled it in a Dillard's recently and just want to talk about it. So this has top notes of pear, bitter orange, and bergamot, middle notes of freesia, pomerose, and mahonial, and base notes of ambroxan, iso E super, silcolide, Virginia cedar, and balamber tree. So I believe that this is trying to be messing with like the molecular aspect of perfume and how they can kind of adapt to different people. That's what iso E super does, at least. And there's a bunch of other like those molecular type ingredients in it. Now, on my skin, at least, at first, it's like this juicy, sweet nectar, and I'd say pear is probably the standout note here. And the dry down, it's a sweet pear with ozone. So it's actually quite fresh and light and airy. So the silcolide, which I do get in it, which is a musk amber synthetic molecule, it adds some depth without taking away that freshness. So it's kind of musky, ambery, ozonic pear. It reminds me a little bit of Ariana Grande, God is a Woman at that stage. But in the deep dry down, so a few hours in, it's really full of that ozonic freshness. So again, this is probably just the molecular things working on my skin. It probably doesn't work that way on everybody. But when I put my nose to my skin, I get the pear. But otherwise, when I don't do that, like the wisps coming off of me are more like ozonic fresh scent. Don't like that. That's not my profile. It's not how I like to smell, but it's interesting. It's really interesting. Performance-wise, though, it is mostly a skin set. So that is my 4. I'll see you in the next new releases video. Thanks so much for being here. Hope you have a very beautiful day.